Hello and welcome to Yes Culture Time. In this video, I will introduce you to the most spoken languages in Africa on the continent. When I talk about African languages, I am referring to authentic local languages, thus excluding all foreign languages such as English, French, or Arabic. Without further ado, let's discover these languages together. Yoruba. Yoruba, one of the three national languages of Nigeria, belongs to the Kwa group of the Niger-Congo family, which covers the entire coastal area of West Africa. It is important to emphasize the significant impact of the Yoruba people in Brazil, Cuba, and throughout the Caribbean region, mainly through their religion. The magnificent terracotta sculptures and famous bronzes of Ife attest to the remarkable creativity of the Yoruba, which persists through their abundant literature in Yoruba or English, with authors such as Amos Tutuola or Wole Soyinka, Nobel Prize in Literature, their music, such as that of Fela, and their growing influence in the New World. Zulu. Zulu, a southern Bantu language belonging to the Nguni group alongside Xhosa, Ndebele, and Swati, is also an official language in South Africa. Intercomprehension with these languages is easy. Zulu has incorporated sounds and words from Khoisan languages, which explains the frequent presence of clicks, three distinct articulations that can be aspirated, voiced, and prenasalized. Currently, English has a major influence on Zulu. However, its morphosyntax remains typically Bantu. This language is spoken in South Africa, mainly in the provinces of KwaZulu-Natal, including Durban, Gauteng, including Johannesburg, and Mpumalanga. Igbo. Igbo, also known as Igbo, is a language spoken by approximately 20 to 35 million people in Nigeria. Speakers of Igbo, called the Igbos, are mainly found in the southeastern part of Nigeria, formerly known as Biafra, as well as in some parts of the south-southeast of Nigeria, notably in the Niger Delta regions such as Delta State, Agbor, and River State, Port Harcourt. Igbo is typically written using the Latin alphabet, but it can also use Nsibidi, a writing system used by the Ekpe Society. This language is tonal, and there are hundreds of Igbo dialects and languages that are mutually intelligible with Igbo, such as Ikwere, Enuani, or Ekpeye dialects, Fulfulde or Fulani. Fulfulde, also known as Pular, is an African language belonging to the Niger-Congo language family. It is mainly spoken by the Fulani people and other African populations, a group dispersed across about 20 states in varied regions of West Africa, the Sahel, and Central Africa. No other language in West Africa has such widespread use, although its dialects are numerous, ranging from Senegalese Pular to Central African Fulfulde. Its geographical distribution stems from the history of the Fulani people, a traditionally nomadic population engaged in cattle herding. Despite increasing sedentarization, a portion of the population remains nomadic, particularly the Wodabe Fulani, concentrated mainly in Niger and Chad. Fulfulde is renowned for its richness and complexity. Oromo. Oromo is a language, or rather a macro-language, that belongs to the Cushitic language family. In 2015, it was the mother tongue of 35 million inhabitants of the Horn of Africa, called the Oromo, primarily in Ethiopia, but also present in Kenya, Somalia, and Djibouti. This language exhibits various variations such as Borana Arsiguji, Eastern Oromo, Orma in Kenya, and Western Oromo. Manding languages. The Manding languages constitute the main core of the Mande language family in West Africa. This linguistic group forms a continuum, meaning that even the most divergent variants remain mutually understandable, and there are no clear geographical boundaries between the different dialects. Among the most representative Manding languages are Bambara and the Malinka of Kita, eastern and western Mali, Maninka, Dioula, Koyaka, Mahuka, Kaponga, Mangaro, Koroka, Jamala, and Gabotogoka in Côte d'Ivoire, as well as Dioula, Duffing, and Bolon in Burkina Faso. Other examples include Mandinka in Senegal, the Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau, and Eastern Maninka in Guinea. The Manding or Malinka people are known for being the founders of the Mali Empire and numerous kingdoms in West Africa. Tamazight. Tamazight is the language of the Amazigh or Berber people. The word Berber is derived from the Greek barbaroi and retained by the Romans in barbarus, then picked up by the Arabs as Barbar, and finally by the French as Berber. This term originally referred to people whose language is not understood, in other words, foreigners. Therefore, let's use the more authentic appellation Amazigh. Tamazight forms a branch of the Afro-Asiatic language family, specifically the Hamito-Semitic languages, and covers a vast geographical area, North Africa from Morocco to Egypt, including Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya, as well as parts of the Sahara and the Western Sahel, Mauritania, Mali, and Niger. A variant of Tamazight or Berber, called Guanche, was spoken in the Canary Islands in the past. The Amazighs are indigenous people of North Africa, with a history that dates back thousands of years. Their history is characterized by a great diversity of cultures, languages, and influences, making them remarkably resilient and adaptive over time. Over the centuries, the Amazighs have been influenced by various Mediterranean civilizations, including the Phoenicians, Romans, Vandals, Byzantines, and Arabs. One of the most famous Amazigh dynasties is that of the Almoravids, founded in the 11th century by Ibn Yasin. They established an empire that stretched from the Sahara to Spain, leaving a lasting mark on the history of Muslim Spain. The Almohads, another Amazigh dynasty, succeeded the Almoravids and also ruled over a vast portion of North Africa and Spain. Hausa. Hausa is a Chadic language belonging to the Afro-Asiatic language family. It is widely spoken across much of the African continent, primarily in Nigeria and Niger, but also in Cameroon, Sudan, Chad, Benin, Ghana, Togo, the Central African Republic, Gabon, and Burkina Faso. In Nigeria, Hausa is one of the main languages taught and spoken, alongside English, Nigerian English or Nigerian Standard English, Nigerian Pidgin, Yoruba, and Igbo. Used as a native language in some regions of northern Nigeria and southern Niger, mainly by people who identify as Hausas, Hausawa in Hausa. It also serves as a means of communication in a much wider area, including a large part of northern Nigeria and many speakers in most major cities of the country, as well as in southern Niger. Hausa has several dialectal variants, all of which are mutually intelligible. Concerning the Hausa people, they are known for establishing several prosperous kingdoms and empires, the most famous of which is the Kingdom of Kano, founded in the 11th century. This kingdom played a central role in trans-Saharan trade, facilitating exchanges between sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa and beyond. The Hausas also founded other important kingdoms, such as the Kingdom of Zazzau, Zaria, and the Kingdom of Gobir, both of which flourished due to trade, agriculture, and mastery of iron. Over the centuries, the Hausas have been influenced by various cultures and civilizations, including neighboring peoples, Arabs, and Berbers. These influences have enriched their culture, religion, and political system. We conclude this video with the most spoken language in Africa, Swahili or Kiswahili. Originating from Tanzania, Kiswahili is a Bantu language that holds significant importance today as a means of communication in vast regions of sub-Saharan Africa. Its prefix, ki, belongs to the class of objects, here suggesting a genitive function. Swahili refers to the coast, hence Kiswahili denotes the language of the coast. Swahili is believed to have emerged around the 10th century, following the encounter between the Bantu peoples of the coast and the Arab and Persian merchants traversing the Indian Ocean. With estimates of speakers ranging from 90 to over 110 million people, Swahili is widely spoken across East Africa and a portion of Central Africa. It is recognized as a national and official language in Tanzania and as a national language in Kenya and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We are reaching the end of this theme on African languages. I hope you enjoyed it and that it will encourage you to further explore Africa with its rich and diverse cultures. Feel free to like, subscribe, and leave your comments, as new videos on African cultures and languages will soon be available. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to feature a particular African language or community.